Did you take my chocolate bar?
For those who didn't know, I was referring to Nintendo's very own Punch-Out series. As Little Mac was just announced for the new Super Smash Bros., I thought it was time for a little history on the series. So, Punch-Out is a series of boxing games created by Nintendo's general manager Genyo Takeda and his partner Makoto Wada. It started in the arcade simply as Punch-Out in 1984, which was followed by a sequel, Super Punch-Out, a year later. Strangely enough, they had a spin-off called Arm Wrestling in that same year in 1985, and was only released in North American arcades, and was Nintendo's last arcade game that they independently developed and released. Now onto the console home market. The first Punch-Out was released in 1987 for the Famicom and NES. Punch-Out features a boxer known as Little Mac, working his way up to the professional boxing circuits, facing a series of colorful fictional boxers leading to a final fight with real-life boxer and then World Heavyweight Champion Mike Tyson, which was later changed to Mr. Dream, because there was a little bit of shady history. Soon after the release of Punch-Out, Chrome Studios Melbourne began developing an official sequel starring Mike Tyson with manager Don King. Originally titled Mike Tyson's Intergalactic Power Punch, the game was supposed to take place in outer space, where Tyson would participate in an intergalactic boxing tournament against various space aliens. The game's production ran into trouble, however, following Tyson's incarnation for the rape of Desiree Washington. This is speculated as also the reason why Nintendo changed the name from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out simply to Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream. And in the case of Mike Tyson's Intergalactic Power Punch, Beam changed the Tyson's character name to Mark Tyler and modified King, but did little to change Tyson's in-game character profile. Nintendo saw the game and disliked it, refusing to publish it due to a lack of quality. Eventually, American Software Corp published the title, and the game was released on the NES known as Power Punch 2, despite the fact that it was the first Power Punch title. But let's move past that and get into the actual gameplay of Punch-Out. Whether it's the NES title, Punch-Out, the Super Nintendo title, Super Punch-Out in 1994, or the 2009 reboot of the franchise, Punch-Out, Little Mac is essentially doing the same exact thing, trained by his mentor, Doc Lewis, in order to defeat the boxers in a somewhat racist caricature fashion. Now, the names of all those boxers throughout the series include Aaron Ryan, Ball Bull, Bear Hugger, Bob Charlie, Disco Kid, Don Flamingo, Donkey Kong, Dragon Chan, Gabby J, Glass Joe, Great Tiger, Hiker Kagero, Hoy Corlo, Kid Quick, King Hippo, Mad Clown, Masked Muscle, Mike Tyson, Mr. Dream, Mr. Sandman, Narcissus Prince, Nick Bruiser, Piston Honda, Piston Hurricane, Pizza Paso, Nick Bruiser, Soda Pep Kitsy, Super Macho Man, and Van Kaiser. Whew, that's a mouthful. Now, to call Punch-Out a boxing game or even a fighting game is just plain wrong. At the heart of it, it's more of a puzzle game. Each fighter has their own quirks, whether it be twitching to the side or showing some sort of tells. You'll have to figure that out as Little Mac. Find your opening, punch them, do a little super punches, left jab, right jab, dodge left, dodge right, duck, or just hit it right in the kisser as they're about to punch, and you'll eventually make it to TKO, or just knocking them out, or whatever. It's a pretty challenging game, actually, but once you get the hang of everybody, the game goes actually really fast. I mean, there's tons and tons of super fast plays that go on YouTube, and there was actually someone that beat most of the game, the original game on the NES, blindfolded, and that was fantastic to see on a Twitch live stream. So when it comes to Punch-Out, it's a fantastic game, and it's something that Nintendo needs to embrace. It's hard to believe that Little Mac was ignored so long in the Super Smash Bros. Series, given that he's a boxer and a fighter. At that, I mean, Little Mac needs some love, and the Punch-Out series needs some love too. Won't you buy a copy today? Whether it be the Wii version, finding some dusty arcade unit somewhere, an NES copy, or even a Super Nintendo copy. Let's celebrate Super Punch-Out for its 30th anniversary this year. That's right, 1984, you do the math, 30 years later, 2014, boom, 30th anniversary. Nintendo, you need to release something special for it. And not just Super Smash Bros. You need to include Little Mac in something else, maybe a 3DS title, or maybe some titles re-released in HD or something. Anyway, I just wanted to give a little retrospective on the series itself, and wish Little Mac, Doc Lewis, and all those crazy caricatures a very happy 30th anniversary.